go again. Another sauna episode where it's just crazy hot in the morning. We got an actual break from the heat the last 2 days. It was like got up to 94 yesterday, and today's supposed to be 97. But then we're gonna get right back into the 103s, 104. Last week I seen 111. I think that was Tuesday. That might have been Wednesday. Tuesday, Monday I know I seen 109. Very hot. This is not typical South Texas weather. If you're planning to come here in the wintertime. But it's hot, but it's not usually this hot. But enough of the weather report. I came out to do a little birding this morning, and they didn't cooperate too well. Birding in a blind versus walking around and birding, if you're two different animals. If you're not camouflaged while you're walking around, way to break yourself up, those birds spot you just like that, and off they go. Versus a blind where you're able to get them over some seeds or whatever they're eating. Even in a blind out in the wild would be better. Something they pick up on people. They don't want to be around people. So it's been a challenge. I think I've got one bird. I might go tomorrow morning to a place I know, another park that has actual blind setup, and I might include those pictures in this video. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. I'm hoping tonight I get a sunset. Last night's sunset was spectacular, but we had volleyball practice last night that I needed to take the girl to, and as we were getting out of practice, the sunset was happening, so I did not get a shot of that. I did get a shot of it. I'll show it here. It's as me driving down the road. So, but I mean, nothing you can do about that. So maybe tonight. So I'm getting ready to go home, and I was walking around today, and I thought I should do my tips on how to become a better photographer. I know when I first started out, I watched a ton of videos and everything. I wanted to just learn how to be better at doing it. And so I thought I would give my 3, 4, 5 tips on how to improve and become a better photographer. So tip number 1, get out and shoot every single day. The first year you get your camera, you should go out and try to take a picture every single day. It doesn't matter what it is. Just try to do it. Get your lens, get your kit lens, get your camera, and take it with you everywhere you go. Take it to work, take it to school, take it everywhere you go. And it doesn't have to be, you're not looking for portfolio quality work. You're just looking to use your camera, to practice with your camera. That's when you get better. I say, the first year I had my camera, I made it a point that every single day for an entire year, I was going to take a picture. And my first pictures are horrible. That first year, I look back, maybe last month or a month ago, look back at some of my old stuff I posted on Instagram, and those photos are horrible. But at the time, I thought they were good, but I was learning, so there's not a big deal. The important thing is you have to go out and practice. photography is like being a lawyer or being a doctor. You practice it. You don't go out and buy a $1,500 camera and a $1,500 lens and that makes you good. That's not how it works. Believe me, it does not work that way. You have to go out and practice. You have to go watch people, watch their stuff, and imitate them. And you will get better. Tip number 2. Don't limit yourself to just one type of photography. Don't say, I'm just going to do landscapes, or I'm just going to do flowers, I'm just going to do wildlife, I'm just going to do macro, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to take people pictures. You really limit yourself on learning photography when you limit yourself to only doing one thing. One thing I did was I went out and bought I bought some macro, what are those called? Extension tubes. There we go. Sure, I edited that part out. Extension tubes. I bought them super cheap off Amazon. I think I paid $25 for a cheap plastic set. They were great for exactly what I want to do. Now, maybe if you were going to do that professionally, you would want something a little bit different. But at beginning out, $25 in photography is nothing compared to the lenses you buy, the bags you buy, the filters you buy, the cameras you buy. $25 is nothing. So go out and do that. Get a cheap set of filters, and actually here, man, I just picked this up. The JJC. This is a variable neutral density filter. It's 200 to 400 stops, I believe. I absolutely love this thing, and I bought it $35. I like it so much I bought 2 because I want to put them together and try to get some daytime lightning if that ever occurs. If that opportunity ever happens here in Texas. Maybe like once a year. Anyway, don't limit yourself. Go do everything. That will really help you improve. That will teach you how to use your camera in different lighting situations, because no lighting situation is the same. You need to have practice with it and come up in different scenarios. Tip number 3. Post your work in a Facebook group or beginner photography group. Share it with someone. Hey, share it with me if you want, and ask for constructive criticism. You're not going to learn if you never have someone critique your work. You need someone that is better than you to tell you, hey, you can improve here, you can improve there. A lot of photography is subjective, so what's one thing a person likes, another person doesn't like. But if you share it in a group, you can get varying opinions on how to improve and what people are looking for, and over time you'll develop your own style and what you like. And after a couple years, you should become a better photographer, and you'll understand what you like and how to improve that, how to get better at it. Another thing is post your mistakes there and ask them, hey, I messed this up. My image isn't sharp. What did I do wrong? I remember one of the aha moments when I was learning photography is I was at the lake and I was taking these pictures of these egrets, and I was super excited because I got some really nice images, and I got home and they were all soft. And I was just like devastated. Like, what in the world did I do wrong? I had perfect light in the middle of the day and middle of the morning and everything. And I came back and they were soft images, and I posted them on a group, and they said, your shutter speed's too slow for your telephoto lens. I think I was probably shooting at 450, and I was probably shooting at 200 shutter speed, 200 turbo seconds. So I was hand holding it, and everything turned out soft. And then I realized, oh, exposure triangle. So that really helped me learn how to improve my photography using a certain lens. Woodpeckers chasing this locust around. That helped me improve. That was an aha moment for me. Like, oh yes, shutter speed, focal length, blah 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 blah. So that right there, posting your failures and learning from them is huge. The last thing my last tip would be number 4, would be don't get discouraged. It takes a long time to get good at photography. I learn every single time I go out. I learn something new. I've been doing this for a while now. But I don't think you ever learn it all. Learning photography is like turning on a fire hose and taking a drink from it. It's impossible to learn it all. You can't learn it in a month. That's why I see people that say, I just bought a new camera and a lens, and I want to go shoot weddings. Well, that's great, but you got about 5 years of work ahead of you before you're even ready to shoot a wedding. Maybe three years before you can apprentice, I would think. You have to really manage your expectations. It's hard. Photography is hard, but it's one of the most rewarding things you can do, especially when you start seeing some success. So be patient. Realize it's going to take a while. Be happy with that. And you will notice that over time, and a year's not that long, 2 years isn't that long. I think if you just take your camera and you practice every day for a year, you will see giant improvement. Year 2, you will start to notice, oh, this is what I'm really interested in. By the end of year 2, you'll figure out, I'm really interested in doing this. And then into year 3, you start focusing into what you really enjoy doing. And then you don't learn as much, but the learning is, instead of going like this, it kind of peters out. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just be patient with it. It will come around. You spend a lot of money on that camera. You spend a lot of money on these lenses. So don't expect just incredible results the first month. It takes years of doing this. Anyway, this is getting way long. I don't know if anybody's going to watch 17 minutes of me rambling. Hopefully I can edit some of this out. But anyway, remember your camera, and no matter which one you decide to use, you can use a, let's see, what do I got here? You can use an action camera. You can use a smartphone. You can use a regular traditional camera. But a camera is a device we use to take pictures. And those cameras record an instant in time. And when you share your pictures with people, you're sharing time with people. So get out there, use your camera, and share those photos. So, until next time, see you next week. Thank you.